let me know a little bit about the Caicos. What happened?
But John Caicos was he held my husband hostage and kept him in Oakland for long periods of time, and he said he'd teach my husband construction, and there was a liquor store owned by an Arab, and my husband ended up paying $65,000 or more to remodel the store, and John Caicos had agreed that the insurance money he would pay back my husband with the insurance money when he got it.
What happened?
And he never did. It turned out we had to go to court, and we had a court case, and my husband won judgment against us.
So what happened?
But we weren't able to collect.
Why?
Because it was soon after my husband was murdered. He was killed in a police chase, and we had an appointment to go to the city manager. We were going to meet with my husband and I, and we were going to tell him all about what happened with the Caicos and the court case. And it was on the day that my husband was killed, and they had a parade. The mayor had a parade.
What date was that?
May 11th, 1998.
So you're saying the mayor Aposado had something to do with this murder?
I think so.
And tell them about Hong Kong, about Aposado in Hong Kong.
Yeah. I don't know if he was mayor there, but he did live there for a while, for a few years.
Did you know the TransUnion Bank? I was telling the audience before in a previous interview with you that TransUnion Bank does a lot of business with Hong Kong, and they like to transfer their funding there.
Yeah.
And Aposado likes to go to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So the city might be involved in some corruption and organized crime, don't you think?
Yes, I absolutely do.
So I was going to also mention about Keiko's buddy, Paul Block.
Yeah.
Well, there was a girl named Teresa that went out with him a few years ago. You remember her?
Yeah.
She was homeless, but she was sort of attractive. She was middle-aged. And he knew about her, and he knew that she had no place to go. But I believe that Paul Block obtained her information, her date of birth, social security, and her identity. And they found her at Taco Bell, keeled over with a head injury, and when her friend went down there to ask the police department in Oakland, they said it looked like a suspicious death. It didn't look like it was natural. Why do you think that? It was suspicious to the police.
I think she was robbed and somebody murdered her. I believe that.
I don't think she was just robbed and murdered. I think Paul Block had something to do with it. Remember you're telling me that they did insurance fraud with Caicos?
Yeah.
I believe maybe that he collected a life insurance under her name and took her out.
Right.
And made it look like she was some kind of hooker, because they found her in International Boulevard in East Oakland. And so they wanted to make her look like she was some kind of prostitute walking the streets, and that's what he wanted her to look like. Because he likes to cover things up, and he likes to use insurance fraud. Remember you were saying Caicos and Paul Block? What are you going to say to the audience?
I wanted to also mention that the liquor store had been fire damaged. Somebody had set the fire, so there was insurance fraud on that liquor store.
And where was it located?
In Oakland.
By whom?
In East Oakland.
Who owned it?
An Arab.
Okay.
Named by Faz. F-A-I-Z.
And he's connected with Caicos, right?
Yeah.
And they were doing organized crime.
Yeah.
Paul Block and all them, insurance fraud and writing bad checks and all that.
Right.
So America is not really protected, like Donald Trump has said in his interviews, that he wants to make sure that he builds a wall. What do you think about building a wall in America?
I think it's time.
Why would you think that?
We need it.
Why would you think that Donald Trump would be right about building a wall?
Because we need to save this country, the American people.
Well, a lot of
people
don't understand that it's not just discrimination of minorities coming to this country. It has to do with also protecting Americans from identity theft. In one interview with you, I did talk about identity theft and about how Americans are getting their identity stolen with illegals coming to our country and using other people's identity to live in this country. What do you think about that?
I think it's terrible, and it has to change.
Well, the only way it's going to change with the people, and people have to understand they can't start hating Donald Trump because he's trying to build a wall. He's building a wall to protect Americans and to keep America safe from terrorists, from cartels, from people trying to do identity theft and trying to just jump over the fence. And we have visa and people that opt out of visa and they're here in this country, they stay here even though their visas opt out. No, we need to protect our country. There's too many people that don't have jobs in America.
My husband used to say we need border patrol.
Well, yeah, we'll talk more in the next interview. Thank you. Stand tall, walk free.